These are the towns where retirees are quietly escaping to in 2025, not for beaches or luxury, but for survival. With Social Security checks barely covering rent, the dream retirement is being redefined by cost, safety, and healthcare access. These peaceful, affordable places are the new reality, and they might surprise you. The geography of affordable retirement. Americans leaving the workforce in 2025 are making location decisions based on cost of living indexes, tax structures, and healthcare access, rather than climate or proximity to beaches. Data from HUD's fair market rent reports reveals studio apartment costs ranging from $598 in rural South Dakota counties to $2,700 in Miami for comparable square footage. That $2,100 monthly difference represents the entire Social Security check for many retirees. Mount Dora, Florida, sits 25 miles northwest of Orlando, with a population near 16,000. The town posts a crime rate 28% below national averages according to FBI statistics. Median home prices hover around $395,000, positioning Mount Dora as a middle-tier option for Florida retirement. The cost of living registers approximately 3% lower than the U.S. average. Rent for two-bedroom apartments averages $1,600 monthly. Advent Health and Orlando Health Systems provide nearby medical services. The town attracts retirees seeking walkable downtown areas with vintage architecture and regular art festivals. Winter temperatures average 70 degrees Fahrenheit during January. Punta Gorda on Florida's southwest coast records violent crime rates 44% below national figures. The city population reaches 20,000 with median home prices around $355,000. Two-bedroom rentals average $1,700 monthly. Cost of living sits 4% below the national baseline. Bayfront Health and ShorePoint Medical Center operate within city limits. Charlotte Harbor provides waterfront access without premium pricing seen in neighboring Sarasota. The city claims one of Florida's highest per capita boat ownership rates. Hurricane preparation protocols activate regularly during storm season, with residents stocking sandbags and generators before potential impacts. Central state value propositions. Sebring, Florida occupies Central Florida's Lake District with a population near 10,000. Median home prices register at $260,000, among the lowest for incorporated Florida cities. Two-bedroom apartments rent for approximately $1,300 monthly. Crime rates track slightly above national averages, primarily involving property offenses rather than violent incidents. Cost of living measures 8% below U.S. averages. Advent Health Sebring anchors local healthcare. The city hosts the 12 Hours of Sebring endurance race annually, bringing high-performance vehicles to an otherwise quiet retirement community. Lake Jackson and surrounding bodies of water attract fishing enthusiasts. Alligators inhabit lake shores, requiring residents to maintain awareness of wildlife presence. Iowa presents economic advantages that offset harsh winter conditions. The state's price level sits 11% below national averages according to regional price parity data. Residential electricity costs average 14.23 cents per kilowatt hour compared to 17.47 cents nationally. Iowa exempts food for home consumption from state sales tax. Studio apartments in Jones County rent for $601 monthly, while Cedar Rapids averages $681 and Waterloo reaches $684. The state eliminated taxation on Social Security benefits, starting in 2023. Violent crime rates measure 280 incidents per 100,000 residents, well below the national figure of 366. Unemployment hovers near 3.7%, indicating stable local economies that support service infrastructure retirees require. Kansas eliminated state sales tax on groceries effective January 2025. Local jurisdictions still apply their tax rates, but the state's 6.5% rate no longer affects food purchases. Studio apartments in Wichita rent for $690 monthly. Topeka averages $747. Rural counties post efficiency apartment figures between $625 and $660. Residential electricity rates average 14.03 cents per kilowatt hour through May 2025. Unemployment sits at 3.8%. Violent crime rates run approximately 4.5 per 1,000 residents statewide, down from 2022 figures. Property crime measures 22.5 per 1,000. Healthcare networks thin in rural areas, requiring retirees to calculate driving distances to medical facilities against rent savings. Southern strategies. Arkansas carries the nation's lowest regional price parity at 86.5, meaning consumer goods cost 13.5% less than the national baseline. The state charges 0.125% sales tax on groceries at the state level, with local jurisdictions adding their rates. Lawmakers scheduled complete elimination of the state grocery tax by January 2026. Studio apartments in Pine Bluff rent for $633 monthly. Fort Smith averages $689. Little Rock reaches $887. Franklin and Little River counties post rates around $642. Electricity costs 13.15 cents per kilowatt hour compared to 17.47 cents nationally. Arkansas expanded Medicaid under the Affordable Care Act, providing coverage for low-income retirees under age 65. Violent crime measures 620 incidents per 100,000 residents. Property crime reaches 2,229 per 100,000. Summer humidity levels regularly exceed 80%, creating uncomfortable conditions for those unaccustomed to southern climates. Missouri presents varied retirement economics depending on location. HUD's FY 2025 studio efficiency fair market rents show Polk County at $677 monthly, while Kansas City demands $1,074 and Street Louis requires $951. Springfield averages $790. The state's overall price level sits 8% below the U.S. average at 91.7 on the regional price parity scale. Residential electricity averaged 12.97 cents per kilowatt hour in May 2025. Missouri charges 1.225% state sales tax on qualifying food items, among the nation's lowest grocery tax rates. The state eliminated taxation on Social Security benefits starting with the 2024 tax year. Violent crime rates measure 459 per 100,000 residents statewide, higher than the national average of 366. Crime concentrates in urban cores rather than distributing evenly. The state's circuit breaker renter credit increases to $1,500 under legislation taking effect in 2026. Unemployment registered 4% in June 2025. Plains state economics. Nebraska's economy remains stable, posting a 3% unemployment rate as of June 2025, supporting steady growth in retail and service sectors. Housing remains affordable by national standards. Studio apartments rent for $622 in rural areas, $651 in Buffalo County, $770 in Grand Island, $815 in Lincoln, and around $990 in Omaha. Nebraska has offered sales tax exemption on groceries since 1983, helping residents save consistently on food costs. Electricity rates average 13.18 cents per kilowatt hour, notably below the national 17.47 cent average. In 2025, Nebraska also eliminated state tax on Social Security benefits, easing financial pressure on retirees. However, challenges persist. The state reported 3,088 violent crimes and 27,537 property crimes in 2023. Harsh winters drop temperatures below zero, winds exceed 30 miles per hour, and frequent tornadoes demand year-round storm readiness. Oklahoma presents another low-cost option, with studio rents averaging $886 in Oklahoma City and $890 in Tulsa, while smaller towns like Lawton $745 and Enid $739 remain cheaper. Non-metro areas fall as low as $624 monthly. The state eliminated sales tax on groceries in 2024, though some localities still apply minimal rates. Electricity costs just 12.94 cents per kilowatt hour, and unemployment stands at 3.1%. Overall, prices run about 8–9% below national averages, regional price parity 91.5. Oklahoma also does not tax Social Security benefits. However, crime rates remain elevated: 414 violent and 2,149 property crimes per 100,000 residents in 2023. Tornadoes from March through June and scorching, humid summers above 100 degrees Fahrenheit pose environmental challenges. Gulf Coast options. For retirees prioritizing sunshine and coastal living, Venice, Florida offers Mediterranean charm and strong safety metrics. With a population of 23,000, Venice reports crime 48% below national averages and maintains median home prices near $430,000. Two-bedroom apartments rent around $2,100 monthly, and healthcare is accessible via Venice Regional and Sarasota Memorial Hospitals. Costs run 5% above national averages. Summers bring high humidity and near-daily thunderstorms, but the city's fossil-rich beaches and walkable downtown appeal to active retirees. Farther north, Fernandina Beach on Amelia Island blends small-town life with historic architecture. Its 13,000 residents enjoy crime rates 47% below national levels, but housing costs remain steep. Median home prices near $490,000 and two-bedroom rentals about $2,000 monthly. The town's Victorian district, Civil War heritage, and coastal scenery attract steady tourism. However, hurricane preparedness remains essential each year. Smaller market advantages. Gulfport, Florida, a small community of 12,000 near St. Petersburg, caters to artistic and LGBTQ-friendly retirees. Median home prices average $410,000, with two-bedroom rents at $1,900. Crime rates are 26% below national averages, and the cost of living only 3% higher than average. Gulfport's culture, walkability, and access to nearby hospitals make it an appealing middle ground between affordability and lifestyle quality. By 2025, affordable retirement requires balancing taxes, utilities, healthcare, and safety, not just housing prices. Plain states offer the lowest costs but harsh climates. Southern states trade mild winters for higher crime or heat risks. Coastal havens, once symbols of leisure, now exceed what the average Social Security check can sustain.